Good. How you guys doing? You guys excited as I am to see Damon John in a little while? Another gangster. That's great. We're living in an economy of gangsters now. So Kyle mentioned briefly about my background as a trainer, and I'm going to take it just a few steps back to when I was 4 years old. My uncle came to live with my parents and I, and he was a martial artist, he was a gymnast, he became a bodybuilder. He was just an incredible athlete. And being a 4-year-old watching a guy chop bricks in half with his hands and do backflips and things like that was highly influential. So from the time I was 4 years old, I knew exactly what I wanted to be. I wanted to be Superman because that's what my uncle was. I was going to break things and do backflips and be super strong. And it worked out pretty well because I am Superman. My uncle also, years later, became a personal trainer when I was just beginning to play football. And he came and taught me how to lift weights. And I fell right in love. I knew at that moment that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life. In fact, that's what he did for the rest of his life after quitting a job as an accountant. Right? So one day he just basically says, I'm done working for the man. I'm done counting beans. I want to do something that I feel akin to, something that speaks to my soul, that I can offer to the world, that comes from my heart. And it's always been athletics and things of that nature for him. But this was like 1994. There was no such thing as personal trainers really back then, unless you were like, a multimillionaire. So he was one of the first people to kind of say, look, you're fat, you're broke, but I'll take some money from you to help you out. So that's how he started his company in Jersey City. And I thought he was just the coolest thing ever. He'd come over with his gym bag, because he lived in Jersey City, I lived in Long Island. He'd come over with his gym bag and he'd tell me tales of working for no one and earning a living as an entrepreneur. So there I knew exactly what the rest of my life was going to be. Actually, I thought it was going to be in the NFL, but that didn't work out. I was going to teach people how to get fit on my own platform. I was never going to work for anybody else. So I went to graduate school. I had an athletic scholarship, went to graduate school. And when I got out, took my first few internships and jobs, and then moved to Florida. My parents decided to move down to Florida, and my wife and I had our first daughter, and we wanted to have a new environment, just do something different. We came down. I live in St. Pete right now, but we moved down and I started working for Lifestyle Family Fitness, which was bought out by LA Fitness now on 4th Street. And within a matter of 6 months, I went from just starting the job to being the top trainer because I took their sales and marketing course really seriously. Most of the times when employees take courses, it's because you have to, and you're waiting to get the hell out of there, and it's required. But I actually sat there like a geek taking notes on sales and stuff because I had high ambitions, high hopes. I knew that I was going to earn a great living, and I also I like nice things. So I was like, I want a nice house, I want to wear jewelry, I want to go on nice vacations, and most personal trainers weren't able to do that at the time. But I took advantage of the sales and marketing courses that they offered, and I became the top trainer in about 6 months, blowing out all their sales figures, and then quickly realized, damn, I'm in a trap. Because as a personal trainer, you're selling your time. How many of you guys are in careers or have been in careers where once you sell something, now you owe something? And when you owe your time, you're basically selling your life, right? And even if I'm selling it at $70 an hour, which was the top fee for training at that time, it's like, well, I'm capped. So without any business experience whatsoever, and a wife and a baby, and for some reason, well, no, I'll tell you the reason. It was 2007. 2006, they were handing out mortgages like it was candy, like Halloween on candy. So I wanted a house. I wanted nice things. So I was like, well, I'm going to buy a house too. Lord knows I shouldn't have had it. The hell knows why they give me that loan? Who knows? But that's why I was in so much debt between the house and the credit cards for building my business. But anyway, so bottom line is I'm eyeballs deep in trouble because I decide if I'm the best trainer at this gym, I don't need this gym. So I decided to bounce. I'm going to do it on my own with absolutely no leads Because when you work for a company and you do sales and they provide you with leads, well, even though you're closing the leads, you're making the sales, they're the ones providing you with the leads. So as soon as I quit, I realized, wait a second, I have no more sales presentations to do. So this was 2007, 2008. And back then, like, there's this thing that was getting real popular, which was called Google. And people would go there to search for things that they wanted to buy or engage in their city. And if they punch in personal trainer St. Petersburg, I want to be the guy that shows up. I wanted to get more leads. So I started studying something. I know you guys are calling it e-commerce here, which is probably a little bit different. But I decided to start studying internet marketing in order to get leads for my personal training business, which turned out to work pretty well. So my gym business, Strength Camp, actually was started in the back of my van, training people in the parks, but I had tons of people coming to see me because they wouldn't find me in the parks, they wouldn't find my signs, they wouldn't find my marketing, they'd find my website. And on my website, I had this brand new thing that people were doing that was just mind-blowing, brand new technology they called a squeeze page. Anybody familiar with a squeeze page or an opt-in box, right? That's why when my man asked earlier, like, how do you do this shit fast? I'm like, there was no such thing as a squeeze page like 6, 7 years ago. This is all brand new. It is fast. Right now, it's happening. So because I studied internet marketing, I used squeeze pages to get leads, to fill my classes up. I also got introduced to the world of selling your ideas. You see, because my ideas are an unlimited resource. My time is a limited resource. So I started dabbling in information marketing. I know a lot of you guys are selling products, but at the same time, what you need to understand about your product, and what I think a lot of the guys were talking about earlier this weekend, and what was definitely alluded to up on stage earlier, is that you're still selling a story. Even if you're selling, like somebody was asking about selling a pool table. Well, you still have to sell information. You still have to sell ideas. And if you want to be the top dog in selling pool tables, you should have a book. You should have a course on pool tables. You should have information products. Any service or any product you are peddling, you should have a side track of information marketing and selling, because it'll sell your product, it'll sell your service, and people buy it as well as a product. Does that make sense? So it doesn't matter what you're doing, you want to sell your ideas. So let me make sure I get this thing right. There's a green arrow, that probably means go. Cool, so let me go back for a minute. I'm calling this $1 million YouTube funnel because I was using Google for a while to drive people to my website in order to get leads for my personal training. But if you're going to sell ideas, if you're selling products, you can sell worldwide. My idea was I was going to get, even though I was in St. Petersburg, Florida, on a crack den, dead end with prostitutes and bums hanging out, which is I'm dead serious about, I wanted people coming from all over the world to come to my crappy little warehouse gym. I wish I had a picture of it here, but it was crappy. And I was audacious enough to believe that if I can get people all over the world to see me and what I'm doing, they will travel to my crappy gym in the crack den of St. Petersburg. And within a couple of months, really, people from Japan, from all over the world. I think that was the furthest, Japan, all over the world. They were coming to my workshops. They were coming. People were driving from Sarasota and like way out in East Tampa to my gym. They drive an hour and a half to my crappy little warehouse gym. All because I started reaching out through video. So let's move on to the funnel here. Why use YouTube? By the way, I just put this together while I was sitting there, so bear with me. Number 2 search engine. I think John said that before. It was the number 2 search engine, but really it's the number 1 search engine because who owns YouTube? Google, right? So Google does absolutely everything that it can to make sure that its product is featured highly in its search. So if you're going to rank in Google, well, you had better use YouTube in some way, shape, or form because Google owns it. People love video. how many of you would rather watch like a 3-minute video than to read a pamphlet or a book or an article on something? I know I would, especially since, I'll do it like, not watch it, but I'll listen while I'm driving or while I'm walking or exercising in the morning. It's so much easier to consume information and so much easier to disseminate your information when you just stand there and talk to a camera, especially if you can do it in an entertaining and informative way. People love videos. It's easy, like I'm saying, AF. My daughter said that the other day at home. She said something AF, and I started laughing. My wife's like, what? What are you saying, AF? What does that mean? It's like, Mommy, you really want to know? So, yeah, it's super easy. I mean, God damn, can it get any easier than I'm about to reach 1 million people? Boom. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't get any easier than pulling out your damn phone in order to spread your message. That's why social media in general is powerful, right? Again, just one of those things, like when our ancestors 20 years ago wanted to sell something, they had to buy a mailing list, right? And they had to mail to people with they had to lick it in stamps, right? And half of them didn't work, and they'd have to tweak and groom the list. That's ridiculous. We take it for granted. I've only got 100,000 people in my Instagram. Dude, you tap a button and you reach 100,000 people. Think about 100,000 people, or 10,000 people, or 1,000 people in this room right now. That's pretty outrageous. You get your ad in front of 1,000 people without paying for anything. And I'm saying that everything that I'm talking about here is organic. And I'll talk a little bit about how I was able to build it organically. I don't pay a dime for any of my leads. It's almost like cheating. Sometimes I feel like it's not fair, but I'll take it. Yeah, now it's really cheating. I'm gonna tell you how bad it is. Not only do I not pay for ads, you can, and I will at some point just because I have nothing else to do and I want to throw my money at something. I don't pay for ads, I get paid for making ads. How many of you guys know that when you get lots of views in certain social media formats, advertisers pay you to advertise on your platform? Do you guys understand that? And the more views you're getting, now Facebook, a lot of you guys might not know this, but Facebook is moving to this platform as well. YouTube has been doing it. Google's been doing it forever because they have AdSense, right? Is that the one where you put the little ads on your website? AdSense. Now Facebook is moving to this also. But this was the biggest game killer for me. This totally destroyed it. The fact that I was using videos, and I'll talk to you about in a moment, my particular funnel, using it to drive traffic in order to sell my ideas, information, products, sell my services, basically get people in my whole funnel that I'm going to show you in a minute. Not only am I not paying for ads, they're paying me, right? And that was just doesn't get any easier than that. So, next one, your video. Let's talk about it. So those of you guys who are, John said it earlier, right? He was talking about reading a can of beans. Was that it? Read a can of beans. Again, it's easy and you should probably do it. So I'm going to assume that you guys are all going to go home right now and make some damn videos. So I'm going to talk to you like that's the case. Just a few tips. Like I said, I wrote this all out when I came here, but I've been doing it for years. So your video, you want to, now this is not a good example of it. The name of this is video, no one's looking that up. But you want to name it based on search results. What are you looking for? A can of beans? And you write fucking can of beans on there. Now here's the thing, your video in particular, as you're producing these videos, there are a few things that you got to think about. Information, okay, yeah. But I think it was also mentioned earlier that information, there would be lines at the library if it was gonna make you more money. Information, it's almost like information is not that useful any longer. It's just there's so much of it. So information has to be there. You've got to give them what they've come for. Dan Kennedy says they come for the information, but they stay for the personality. You've got to be insightful. The difference between information and insight is that insight is like wisdom. Something that was mentioned earlier also too. Wisdom and insight basically means information's cool, but did you see what I just did there when I took 2 pieces of information and turned it into something else? Or I took information from where it is plentiful and brought it to where it is not so plentiful, or how I remix or spin or just turn a common idea or exercise into something far more mystical and magical and an experience. You got to entertain. Don't bother making videos and hoping to get a lot of traction, get a lot of leads, because again, the only reason why we do this is for leads. If you're not infotaining, I'm sure you guys have heard that term before, correct? To infotain. You give that information, but you have to entertain also. Otherwise, like, again, just to quote Dan Kennedy, they don't come back. You want people to consistently come back. You want to be able to follow up with people. You want people to come into your world of wizardry or widgets. Whatever the thing is that you're into, you want them to be fully engaged. You want to be the guy or the girl that they go to every time they think of this thing. So you've got to tickle them a little bit, right? Who's read that book, Power of Habits? I was thinking about it the other day, man. There's a funny section in this book, Power of Habits, about how basically we become conditioned, behavioral conditioning. That how many people didn't know that like soap, dishwash soap, shampoo, soap that you wash yourself with, it doesn't have to have bubbles to clean you. Did you know that? I thought the bubbles were like doing work. Like, you suds it up and it bubbles up. It's like, yeah, the bubbles, they're scrubbing bubbles. The bubbles are helping it get clean. The bubbles are just there to tickle you and entertain you. That's the craziest shit I've heard, right? The bubbles are just there for you to have fun. You could wash your hair. I'd be pissed off, though, if I bought some shampoo and I wash my hair and there's no bubbles. This shit is not cleaning my hair. At least that's what I would think. No, it's pure entertainment. So when people come to you to learn how to cook some beans, or they come to you because they want to know about a widget, gadget, or your wizardry, you got to understand, you got to give them some scrubbing bubbles to tickle them. Call to action, you're going to see that everywhere because that's the business we're in, right? Is persuading. What's the next step, Elliott? If you guys stand up here and give a presentation, well, I don't have a next step for you. Actually, I might. But if you do an ad, if you do a video, if you do a post, whatever you do, we don't just do it whimsically because people are going to like me and I'm going to get more social media stature. You do it because I got something for you. I want you to take the next step. On to your video, call to action, there you go. With every video that you make, there are a number of things that you can do, and it keeps getting better and better with the technology. But it's as simple as putting your link to, can anybody guess? Who said squeeze page? Give that man a lollipop. Yes. Squeeze page. Why anything else? Because I believe in funnels. I believe in follow-up. I believe in having a conversation with your prospect, not selling them right away. They use the analogy of dating, right? Like I'm not gonna walk. Well, I might, but I'm not gonna walk up to you in the bar and say, "Hey, wanna?" Nah. The letters, the bold letters, right? That wouldn't work. It might. But that's not what I'm going to do. I want to have a conversation. We'll take it from like here to the next place. And that's what the squeeze page does. It allows you to, it's like saying, hey, can I get your phone number or your IG? Align with your message. So here's the thing with your squeeze page. This is the best way to go about getting leads from every piece of marketing that you do. I know it's going to sound mundane, but we don't do it. I don't do enough of it, but this kills it 9 times out of 10. Far more than anything else. Align your message, align your offer with the message. So if you're doing a video, like let's say you've got a product that, I almost said hot combs. Do they even fucking sell hot combs? Do you guys know what hot combs are? Oh, I'm going to tell you a story real quick since I thought of it. I don't know how the hell hot combs popped into my head. My aunt, I'm of mixed background, mixed race, if you can't figure it out. My aunt used to have some real knotty hair, and she's from Belize. My parents are from Belize. She had this big, heavy-ass comb that was made of steel, and she would put it on the stovetop and heat it up. And she's laughing. She's getting grossed out. Yeah, it would get hot. And then she would brush her hair to make it look white like Europeans, nice and straight like European hair. And she thought it was the coolest thing everywhere. It used to stink. All right. Auntie, that was her name, Auntie. Hector Moore Dugard was my aunt's name. Auntie heating up her hot comb again and it stinks. So you probably not selling hot combs. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, whatever it is that you're talking about in your video or in your ad, make sure you fulfill it with the offer. Don't have a random general offer, get on my, which I do here, because I'm shitting the bed, but the ones that I have that are specific to the video, if the video is about how to lose belly fat, the offer is going to be about six-pack abs and belly fat. If the video is about how to jump higher, it's going to be about leg exercise. Do you see what I'm saying? So get as specific. If you have 100 squeeze pages, the better. Get very specific about what you're giving away based on the ad. And notice that I'm saying ad, not video, because I never made a video. Every video I make is an ad. Use annotations, iCards, and video end caps. I think I have some examples of that I put up. There you go, boom. So these are examples of end caps. At the end of every video or at the end of every ad, at the end of every touch, at the end of every broadcast, at the end of every selfie, at the end of anything you do that has anything to do with trying to bring people into your funnel. I don't know why it needs to be said, but it does, because people violate this shit all the time. Have a call to action. It should always be click my damn links. Or that one up in the top right corner, watch this now, is like a stealth marketing sneaky trick where they click that, right, where that little arrow is, and it takes them somewhere where I can squeeze, right? A squeeze page. So these are all ways to get people on your squeeze page. iCard. Anybody know what iCards are? This is pretty cool. If you're not using YouTube, you're crazy. YouTube now has this new pop-up thing, right? Like imagine pop-ups. Well, they got annotations, but now like colorful pop-ups with graphics and whatnot, where people can donate, they can get my free offer, they can get stuff. In the middle of the video, it just slides right in, right? Every video is an ad. Here's an example of my squeeze page. Tips, solve an immediate problem. What you're gonna do in this, in the thing that you give away, again, even if you're selling widgets, you should sell a report about your widget. And you wanna answer the question why. That's really when we begin the conversation. In this book is why. Why? Why do I want your widget, or why is your widget better? Why should I continue reading? What do you want me to do next? Testing is also really important. How many of you guys do split tests? That should definitely be in your language. I don't think anything is worth doing, especially, listen, I was talking about how people had to lick stamps and send shit out. They were split testing. And it took them months to get back the feedback to say what was valuable as a split test. Now, we have software. We're real soft. We got software that when people land on it, it just gives you, it spits out percentages and stuff. I bet back in the direct response mail marketing days, they probably actually had to write out like equations and shit. I do no math, but I do squeeze pages. I do split tests on my squeeze pages and on everything else. Follow-up emails. So I think this is where a lot of people shit the bed. Well, they shit the bed all over the place, but like your videos have to be good. You know, your ad has to be good. Ad is a video. You want to be able to convert based on the offer, but then you got to follow up. And the way I see it with regard to email marketing, which is the other half of my model, video, email marketing, is you want a long-term, like you want to get the sale right away, right? Do you guys know what upsells are? A lot of you guys use Amazon, so Amazon kind of like rips you off a little bit because Amazon don't give you like the contact information unless you're clever enough to get it, which I'm sure those of you who are killing it here do. It doesn't give you the contact information. You want to get contact information from all of your leads and your customers so you can follow up. And what was the other thing I was going to say? I don't remember. But anyway, oh yeah, they don't allow you to upsell. You guys didn't see this. I should probably put that in the next presentation, the upsell funnel. As soon as somebody opts in, you want to sell them right away. I mean, the whole idea here is not just to be friendly, but to make a sale. So you upsell instantly, and then you start following up with emails, because most people aren't going to buy in the first shot. I forget what it was. A friend of mine told it to me the other day, but he said something to the effect of, something like it takes 200 days. Like most customers will not buy for at least 200 days. Something stupid like that. I don't know where he got it from. He might have been bullshitting me, but I'm going to say it because he said it, so it must be true. Someone else said it, right? It's just hearsay. So you want to begin the indoctrination process. And when I say that, I essentially mean you want to give people all the reasons why they should do business with you, and go a little bit further by creating influence with them. So I heard stories before. Yes, stories are important. Bonding and trust. Rules of engagement. I think this is the best part of my tips here. Rules of engagement. How to do business with me. I want to warn people by exposing all the objectives right away. I will be emailing you every day. I will be making offers every day. If you've got a problem with that, there's a link down below that you can unsubscribe from. So on and so forth. You want to let them know how to do business with you and make it very clear that if you're not comfortable with our style of relationship, then you can get out of here. All right? You choose your customers. I think that's in the same way that we want to choose our lifestyles and choose the businesses, let's choose our customers, people who want to work with me the way I'd like to be dealt with. Rules of engagement. Frequent broadcasts. I email every day when I'm on my grind. Sometimes I'm on my grind. Sometimes I'm out of my mind. Short and fun. Hit them up. I know a lot of people think this is crazy. Like, what do you mean email every day? Look, you want to make more money? You want to have higher influence? You email every day, right? Get over whatever hang-ups you might have about your own hang-ups. Lots of personality, right? Again, people come for the information. Yes, I'd like to know how to lose weight. Yes, I'd like to know how to make money. But you know what? There's a million people talking about how to lose weight and make money. Why should I hang out with you? Why should I keep reading your emails? Why should I watch your videos? Because I'm a cool guy. Continuity. You want to give people cliffhangers. You know, one of the ways to get people to want to always read your stuff or watch your stuff, even your ads. It's all advertising. It's all marketing. Everything's marketing. Nothing that we do in business is not marketing. Is to get them to continue to engage. So don't give all your good stuff right away, right? Give it, the whole free line thing. Give them your best. No, I'll give you a taste. So you can come back for more, right? Don't teach, right? Don't hard teach. First of all, you're pissing people off, right? Again, we think that people want the information, but really they want to feel good. Earlier it was talked about with regard to people buying products and putting it on the shelf. You buy a weight loss product, you put it on your shelf, and you feel good about yourself. That's really where it's at. So not only are you diluting your offer by giving away hard information, you're also forgetting that, most people just want to be tickled. So tickle them. Always have a call to action. Your launch broadcast is really important. I've got 1 minute left, so I'm going to talk fast. Launch broadcast, look, if you're launching something, you got a new product, you want to get it out there, there is a really good strategy to follow called pre-launch. You guys familiar with pre-launch strategies and so on and so forth. The best course I've ever studied on this was Frank Kern's Mass Control. Anybody familiar with Frank Kern or Mass Control? Damn right. Frank is a G. So this comes straight from his Mass Control, and I'm going to thicken this up for my presentation I'm doing later this month. But have a strategy. Have a strategy with your emails, bonding and trust, proof, samples, scarcity. Hit on opens, that's important, right? Because if we're email marketing, which I don't see why you wouldn't be, you're following up, but some people just forget to open their emails, or they're busy, or whatever the case may be. Did you know that you can hit up the people who haven't opened your emails with the same exact emails 12 hours later? Why not? Always downsell and upsell. When you launch a product, whatever your product is, you're going to have a certain amount of people who are going to buy during your launch. And no matter how much scarcity you use, no matter how much bonding and trust proof samples you use, some people just ain't gonna buy. So what do? Once the launch is over, you downsell. Look, I know you didn't buy, I get it, but you have a scale down offer. There's always, you can always get a little bit more by providing for people where they're at, right? So, oh, I have 30 minutes? The clock reset, so I'm gonna get some water. Right. How you guys doing? You guys have that like lunch hangover? Is that what's going on? What'd you guys have? It was real healthy. Good job, Kyle, getting a good meal set up. Actually, was it Laura? Is Laura who I should be thanking for that? Yeah, Laura. Where's Laura? Is Laura here? Round of applause. She's not here, so. Laura, this is for you. We got it recorded. Yeah, that was a good 15 seconds too. Put it on Instagram for her. Tag her. Good. So moving on, tier 1 products. So when I say tier, think of it in terms of a ladder. Anybody, you guys are familiar with an ascension ladder? Are you guys familiar with an ascension ladder? Yes or no? No. Good, because I'll just keep rambling, assuming you guys know shit that you don't know. That was great. No. So here's what an ascension ladder is. I'm gonna do it real. I'm gonna make a ladder for you right now so you get the idea. Down at the bottom of the ladder is prospects. People who don't know you, they don't know about your product, they may have a problem that you could solve, but they see your ad. They're down here. Up here is someone who just paid you $1,000 to have lunch. Oh no, $3.3 million to have lunch with you, right, Mr. Buffett? So essentially, it is how you take people from 0 to hero, making $3.3 million for lunch. In fact, I wrote that down when you gave that idea there, bruh. I wrote it down. I'm going to have a power lunch. Yeah, why not, right? $1,000 to have lunch with me. Anyway, so that's way up at the top of the ladder. In between, what you want are increasing opportunities for people to engage with you, right? So low dollar to high dollar. Again, if you're selling widgets, it doesn't matter. You don't want to just sell the widget, or maybe you do. I'm trying to get rich. You don't want to just sell the widget. You also want to sell your seeming expertise. You want to sell your ideas. You want to sell you along with it. I got a friend. Anybody familiar with Living Fuel? Yeah, I have a friend who owns a supplement company, but he's a cool dude, kinda. He sells his books along with it. A lot of people do this. A lot of supplement companies do this. Books and courses, so you know how to use my supplements and why my supplements are better. You're paying me to tell you why to buy more of my shit. So you should have an ascension ladder. Tips when we're talking information, because that's the business I'm in, besides having I'm in a lot of businesses, but this is just one. Written or audio. All right, it's real simple to do. I'm not going to write a lot of books. It's just, I love writing. I write emails every day, but it's just real time consuming for me. I'm an intense writer. So I'll do audio or I'll do video, and then I'll give it to a ghostwriter who will just take what I said in the video, put it in written format. More about what, less about how. Again, like if you're an information marketer, you don't, it's funny because, like I said before, information is kind of like, it's a big deal. We got Google. You want to consistently give reasons why people should continue to invest in your information. So with your tier 1 products, it's really about what. You tell them what to do. Here's what you got to do. But the how can't be really extracted from written or audio. You really need to visualize. You need people to work with you on how, right? Riding a bike, the example Daniel used before, riding a bike, like you could talk your face off about how to ride a bike. You could make videos and you can write books, but it's like until you have someone there with you showing you how, it's not that valuable. Influence, persuade, indoctrinate. Write like sales copy when you, especially those of you guys who are selling widgets. I know you guys are selling physical products. Again, I wouldn't sell a physical product without a how-to guide, even if it was a goddamn toothbrush. Yeah, honestly, I would write a how-to guide about the toothbrush because I want to give you all the reasons why this toothbrush is better than other toothbrushes, and I want to give you a guide on how to use it, and I will have a call to action. You know, this toothbrush is best used when you use my toothpaste, which is best used when you use my mouthwash, so on and so forth. So every product is selling another product. Tier 2 products, by the way, price points like, you know, low dollar, $19 to $97, $97 to like $497, DVDs, video courses, streaming content. This is where how to do it becomes a bit more applicable, right? How to get the thing done because it's video. You can show them how to do it. You can take someone and demonstrate how to use a toothbrush. Look at how she stretches her gums open and then reaches back behind her gums and scrubs up and down and round, not side to side. You know, like it's cooler to see that video than, that'd be kind of a gross video, but it's cooler to see that video than to see some, to have the written content. And what do you think? What do you think the last one is? Call to action. What do we always have with every step along the way? A call to action. So the third tier, create an experience, right? So you bought the toothbrush, which came with the toothbrush guide. I showed you the video about how to stretch your teeth open, get inside all the nasty crevices that have brown and yellow stuff. But now, you can come to my toothbrushing experience. I'm trolling the shit out of you guys right now, too. It's like, well, y'all are asleep, so I'm just gonna stand here and like talk to myself. Toothbrushing experience. Well, we'll come and you'll work with an expert who will show you how to pull your mouth back and get behind your molars. Well, what we do, because you know I'm into fitness and sports performance and things like that, we create an experience where someone who has, I've watched the YouTube videos, I'm on the email list, I bought that book, I've taken the course, I want to come there and do it. You see? So whatever it is that you're selling, I say toothbrushes, but you guys have all kinds of weird widgets and services, it's always going to apply. You can find a way. I don't think anyone in here can throw something at me where I can't find a way to twist it onto this funnel, onto this ascension ladder. Create an experience. People love experiences. People are fucking bored, right? I've been brushing my teeth since I was 4 years old. Give me something a little bit more exciting. Put some bubbles in it. Right? Real sudsy, we your whole mouth full of bubbles. That would really tickle people, just like the soap. Intimacy, right? We crave intimacy. Belonging, deep bonding and trust. And a call to action, you guys. All right. Live events, that's like what we're doing right now, and that's what I'm doing right up there. I was in London, it was kind of a crazy, I'm still getting over it, 500 people. All day long, I had them dancing and chanting with me, but I'm a little bit of a crazy cult leader sometimes. Conferences, seminars like this. Summits, create an experience, intimacy, bonding, trust, call to action. I'm sure that there's call to actions here all the time at this one. How many of you guys are in the mastermind that Kyle and these guys are putting on? Right? Yeah, right, because sitting there listening to me or to the experts is like, that's good, but no, come and show me how. So, you know, a call to action, a mastermind, I should have put that on there. A year-long mentorship. Now it's like, it doesn't get any better. Except, it can get better. This is like, once you've gotten to this point, then you take people to the last step, which is the 3.3 million lunch. I'll never forget that. That's where I'm headed, right? So it's your personal fee. I went from $70 an hour selling a shitload of my life away to nobody hires me now because I have an asshole fee. That means I make the fee so high that anybody in my niche is probably not going to hire me, and I don't care because I have a ladder, I have a funnel. Now, I do get people who do hire me, but guess what? They're my best clients. They listen to everything I say, take notes, and execute instantly because they pay $1,000 an hour. And that's really where you want to be, even if you're selling those damn toothbrushes. You want to get to the toothbrush master? Well, you're going to pay. I'm changing this up, though. It's going to be lunch, because sometimes these coaching sessions are just, I wish I was eating a sandwich. I am trolling you guys. Time is your most valuable asset. Protect it. Give 100%. This is important. Give 100% attention and energy, right? Because you're charging an asshole fee, so you better deliver, but no guarantees, right? Because again, I can't guarantee that you're going to get any result. I can tell you exactly what I did. I can take you by the hand and help you do exactly what I did. Doesn't mean you're going to get the same results that I got. And I added Warren Buffett power lunch, because that's G right there. And I think that's it. I'm done. Thank you. So it says I have 18 minutes here. I mean, I don't have to stand up here and talk about bubbles and teeth brushing, but if you guys have any questions about marketing in general, I'd love to support you. Hands. What's up, brother?
I was going to tell you, you had Skype spelled properly in the last slide. If that's your actual email, it was spelled properly.
Where is it? Oh, it's not showing up there. It is wrong. I want to show it, though. So that's called my, not only do I charge an asshole fee, that shit ain't working. No, I wrote it. Yeah, it is copy and paste. Not only do I charge an asshole fee, I'm actually an asshole. So that's what that proves. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, I'll go fix that. This motherfucker don't even know how to spell. Why am I gonna pay him?
So my name is Junior. I have a question. For your videos, when you make your videos, is it kind of like a sales pitch, or you're kind of just video blogging and you kind of introduce, hey, by the way, I do fitness. So if you can divulge a little more on your video making process, if that makes sense.
There's always a reason for people to take another step, right? So it's not like, I just paid, how much do they pay for infomercials? Like, P90X, where they've got 60 minutes and they better get their money back. I can make 1,000 videos and it doesn't cost me nothing. So in subtle ways, there's always a reason to click a link. That's really my main offer when I make videos. Sometimes I'll sell. Sometimes, especially if I'm doing a product launch or I have something that I'm offering intensively at that moment, I'll say, hey, look, this is what I'm selling right now. This is what we're up to. Join us. Otherwise, it's always, don't forget to click my links, because that's the funnel, get into my funnel.
Okay. Quick question about, you say you do a lot of writing and you write your own emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any quick tips or things about how to really get people engaged, and how do you do some of that copy for your emails?
Yeah, well, the number one rule is write like you speak. It's so funny sometimes, like you speak to someone and they're like, you hear the way I'm talking to you right now. This is the way I write. You'll talk to them and then you'll read their stuff and it's like, when did you go to Princeton and how'd that happen? Because I just spoke to you, you sounded like you came from the street corner, but. So again, people come for the information, but they stay for the personality, and each email is a piece of copy. There are a few elements. If I could, I'll offer you a resource. One of my favorite resources on email copy is Matt Fury. Matt Fury was in the fitness industry, and then he went into internet marketing. And I think he's speaking at Dan Kennedy's Info Summit. Anybody ever go to that? Anybody familiar with Dan Kennedy? Yeah, so he's got an Info Summit, and Fury's going to be there. Some of Fury's students include like Ben Settle, who like kind of follows the same format. But it's email every day. Have a lot of personality in your emails. Tickle but don't teach. All right, that was me. I said that. Tickle but don't teach. But essentially, it's you give them reason to want to buy, but you don't give away the whole pie. Always have a link. Always have lots of links. So there's a few principles to follow, and then just basic headline, copy, body principles. You know, like people love lists, right? Like 5 best ways will always be a big opener because your headline in email copy is your subject line. So timely things, you know, things that are happening in the news right now, controversial ideas. Knowing your market's really important, but really with your emails is just you want to convert. And your conversion is who opened it. So some days I'll have a really high open rate, and I'll say, hey, that really hit a sore spot. Everybody opened it up. And some days I'll think that this is the greatest email ever, and nobody opens it. The great thing with the internet, great thing with email, great thing with being generation lazy is that it doesn't cost us anything to send another fucking email, right? And keep testing and see how it works out for you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
I saw on your slide, which is a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I want to bring home for my husband's business. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, what business are you in?
My husband's business is that he owns health clubs.
He owns
health clubs.
He owns health clubs. Okay, so I can relate to that. Well, if he follows an ascension ladder, if people are on his emails, if they're familiar with him or the brand, then it's a matter of giving people an opportunity to connect with the brand. So for example, my kids watch Disney movies, right? Like they know who Frozen is. What's the name? Anna, Elsa and Anna. My daughters know Elsa and Anna, but when they come to Disney World and Elsa and Anna are there, it's a totally different thing. It's an experience as opposed to watching it on TV. So that being said, his presence or the brand alone holds value for people to connect to. When you go to Disney World, I mean, it's a piece of land. Of course, they've got some cool stuff, but it's like you get to see Mickey Mouse. You get to see Elsa and Anna. The other thing is, again, people want to, as opposed to being told, a lot of times, especially in fitness attracts a lot of physical people. We want to do stuff. They want to be coached. Come and show me how. You've spoken about XYZ for so many months. I've listened to you. Now can you do it with me? And then we always, every experience, and I call it experience, we do like an after party. I like after parties. So we'll do after parties, we'll do barbecues. That one that you saw there was the very first one. And my mom thought I was crazy. She was upset with me. She was like, "You're gonna let all those strangers come to your house?" I invited them all to my backyard, and we went in the pool. Right? It's like, well, it can't get any better than that, right? I won't do that again. Not that it was a bad thing, but I got to create some sort of boundaries. Was that helpful?
Yes, thank you.
I was wondering if you could speak more on the iCards and links in the actual video. Does YouTube provide you analytical data on the best times in the video to place those? Is it best at the end, in the middle? I watch a lot that are really spammy and annoying that are constantly popping up.
Mine.
All right, well, maybe you can speak to the best placements and times.
So, and I know what you mean about being spammy, and well, I'm in business, so I'm going to spam you sometimes. In the beginning, it took me a little while to get here because I wanted to be liked at first, which is cool, because that way my message can spread. But now that I've got the assets, they're out there. I don't make as many videos as I did when I was built. I look at that as an advertising asset. 1,000 videos. If you can crank out 1,000 videos over the course of several months or a year or two, you've got free advertising assets out there. What do you want to do with those? You want to maximize the conversion of them. And regardless of if it makes some people uncomfortable or not, the more they pop up, the more clicks you're getting. There's no two ways about it. You know, so when you look at the numbers, the more the better. One of the strategies that we've begun using, which I was very resistant to, but a friend was like, you gotta do it, do it, do it. And then when I did it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Is to have a pop-up annotation. Now the iCards, there's only one time. You can only do iCard once, it goes away, and that's it, because that's the way it's made up. But to have call to actions, very specific call to actions, you know, what's going to happen. Like some of mine up there before was like, add 60 pounds to your deadlift. Show up for 10 seconds every minute in a different corner with a different color. Now, you know, it's not right in the middle of the video, like smack dab to interrupt, but it's a subtle reminder in the corners every once in a while. I mean, why not? You watch a 30-second commercial before my video even plays, right? You watch, 3 minutes of commercials every time you're on television. What's a little subtle reminder that, hey, do you like this video? Did you find value in it? Would you like to continue the relationship? Boom, 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 boom. Any others? Yes, sir.
You were talking about the iCards and different stuff. You said earlier you don't pay them for any ads. These services within YouTube, the iCards, the links, I know the links are free line, but the iCard, that's all no cost.
Zilch. Yep.
Just acquiring.
Yeah, it's just, that's how they made the platform, you know. YouTube wants to have a lot of people on their platform. And if you can drive lots of people to their platform, they sent me a big button, a big golden YouTube button like this. They want to keep their content producers happy. Because every time I make a video, people are going to their platform. Where, you know, so they help you out because we're helping them out.
Great. When you, next person with the mic, when you're ready to ask the question, please stand up and wait till you do have a mic because we're recording this and we want to get the questions to go with Elliott's wonderful answers. So yeah, Ryan, please.
I had a question regarding when you focus more on building your audience versus your sales funnel, and if you had that in place essentially from day one, or if there was a certain point you wanted to build your audience to before you really built out your sales funnel.
Zigzag. I've had to go back and forth and had to find A players to help build different parts because it's impossible. When I first started, my #1 objective was to get people into my dirty, rusty old warehouse gym in South St. Pete, right? So as I started building a funnel towards that, right, because that'd be up near, like, you know, it was tier 3, and then 101. When I discovered, #1, that I can add hundreds of people to my email list in my funnel by making a single YouTube video, and Google started paying me to make them, my funnel got kicked to the curb. So for a few years, I was like, when you asked earlier about you know, choosing a social media platform and trying to crush it, I just felt the momentum with YouTube, and I dropped everything else. And I just said, I'm gonna go full bore as hard as I can, ignoring the world and just make YouTube videos. I did that for, you know, the end of 2012, and then I started making them every day through 2013. By the end of 2014, I have a nervous breakdown. I cracked up and I realized, okay, this is unsustainable. And now I'm rebuilding my funnel. That's why some of the things I pointed to before were not optimal. So I tried to bring in partners and people to support me in that, but you know what? Just like no one can make my videos for me, you know your product, you know your customer better than anybody. No one could really build your funnels for you. So I'm having to go back now and optimize all that stuff. Who do we go?
Here.
Okay, cool, yeah.
So
I can't see you guys, I got lights glaring at me. Just holler at me when you get your mic. You're ready to go.
So 2 quick questions. For a beginner that's starting, let's say, a YouTube channel, you know, what do you think should be the main focus? Should you focus on just putting videos out there and not worry too much about the quality or the content, and just try to get as many views as you can? Or should you focus on putting on a good video with good quality?
Do what's going to get you the most views. That's it. Because what's high quality to one person is shit to another person, and what's shit to another person. Like a lot of my videos, let me tell you it like this. When I first started making videos and it was just coming natural, I just turned on the camera, no editing whatsoever. I don't even edit my words. Sometimes I say things that are completely wrong. Sometimes I missay things. I mean, if you've watched enough of my videos, you realize like half the things that I'm saying is like, Elliott had to go back and correct it because he said the wrong thing. So I was just spitting them out, and it worked like that for me. But the quality, low. Generally speaking, if you're going to go based on like TV quality, the camera was weak. My content was spitting right off the top of my head. I'm like giving the wrong references and shit like that. But it was entertaining, and it was continuous. And you want to be when people get into your world, you want to give them as much as possible once you've got them excited, right? So it's like you mentioned crack earlier. Yeah, it's like crack. Like, I want you to watch one and another and another and another and another. So I need to keep making them. When I slowed down and just spitting out at the camera, things slowed down business-wise also. But then when I tried to pick back up, and here I am, like, I'm making more money. I'm a little bit more like a businessman now, not just some punk-ass trainer with a flip cam. I decide, well, I'm hiring all these. I bought a $10,000 camera. I hired a camera guy and an editing guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I use them, still use it. But we went full bore, balls to the wall with high quality cinematic stuff. Cost me a lot more money to make, but there's no more leads or views than the ones where I'm just yelling at the camera, being a maniac. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So the answer is whatever your audience is going to respond to is the right answer. The more you make, just like with ads, remember, when I say video, think ads. Just like with your ads, the more you make and the more you tweak as you go along, the more likely you're to hit that golden vein. Does that make sense?
Right.
And everybody's is different. There are other guys in my industry that make videos that are completely different than me that crush it because they found their golden vein.
Right.
You see?
And sorry, another, I guess it might relate to it, is the length of the videos. Because I know, well, myself, I'm not going to watch a 30-minute video. Mm-hmm. If it's fitness or anything related.
So you make 30-minute videos for people who watch 30-minute videos, and you make 3-minute videos for people who watch 3-minute videos. I have videos that are 30 seconds, and I got videos that are an hour long. And
when you're promoting a product, does the same rule apply if you want to promote a specific product?
You got to understand that there are different responses that you're trying to get from completely different types of people. Mm-hmm. Some people are visual. Some people aren't even visual people. They just don't like videos. It takes too long to load, and they got to watch you and listen to you. It's just too much of a hassle. You know what I mean? So for those people, if I'm selling a product, I direct them to my emails. That's why I write emails every day also. Think of it this way. The heartbeat of my business is video, email. Some people love my emails, hate my videos. Some people hate my emails, and vice versa. You see what I'm saying? So the reason why I say that is because some people, they salivate when they see a 30-minute Elliott Hulse video. They even comment, oh, I'm going to get popcorn. They're going to sit and watch it. They're waiting for it. Here it comes. And in the same comment thread, they'd be like, ain't nobody got time for that. Huh? Ain't nobody got time for 30 minutes of Elliott talking shit. So, you make a little bit of each. But if you're launching, again, you want to hit them from every angle. Written, fast, long, short, all of it.
Hi, my name's Ralph Cochran, and I actually run an inbound marketing agency that focuses on lead generation. And I'm here because I'm trying to diversify my revenue streams. So I'm trying to set up through Amazon and do some kind of product development. So I love what you're hearing, and I live in this world. So my niche is education. I help private schools and colleges generate leads, we do content marketing, video marketing, all the things you're saying. What I'm struggling with is translating that into physical products. So like what I've learned here so far is a lot of people will have an Amazon site, they don't have their own website. So then that's kind of where I'm at. I don't even have an Amazon site. Well, I do now. Last night I said it before. So, but the point is I'm trying to translate what you're doing because I understand this seems more advanced for someone like going into the private label area. And that they're going to need that. And I guess this is like, you follow me? Like you have to get to the private label to be able to execute on the inbound marketing strategies, the content marketing strategies, marketing automation, et cetera. So I was just curious if you could kind of, in your head, strategically think through. I just like to hear you comment on that, like, because I'm thinking like I need to have a physical product that I'm sourcing, and then how do I brand that, and then how do I develop this audience, this list, so then I can do the things you're doing. But that's several steps down the line.
So you asking how to sell physical products as opposed to digital?
Well, how to connect the dots between what you're doing, the content marketing, digital marketing, your own personal platform, to physical products. And a lot of people, at least my understanding is a lot of people are selling on Amazon, and Amazon doesn't let you do those kinds of things.
If I was going to sell something on Amazon, this is what I would do. Say I'm trying to sell that super toothbrush I was talking about before, right? I sell it on Amazon. I'm going to make a video, a really entertaining video that captures your attention, your heart, and your desire about brushing your fucking teeth with this toothbrush. Or I wouldn't even give the toothbrush away. I'd say that I have a new special tool for brushing your teeth. They don't fucking know there's a toothbrush. I got something brand new, a brand new implement tool that you're going to use. Tool is a shitty word. What's a really good word for like something that you're going to use? Now, gadget sounds too gimmicky, but like I'd come up with a cool fucking word for a toothbrush. And I'd say that it's, would you like to know a little bit more about this tool? Right. Would you like to know about this mouth cleaning device that has transformed this yuck mouth, nasty breath motherfucker into Don fucking Corleone? What is it? Don Juan with pearly whites. Would you like to know a little bit more about the technique we used and the tools we used in order to have this transformation happen? Well, you're lucky. Today's your lucky day. I've got a report all about how we did it. Right here for you. Get my goddamn report in, and as soon as you put your email address in, a video is going to pop up saying, thank you for subscribing. I'd like to let you know a little bit more about this brand new device that we have, and I pull out a fucking toothbrush.
Is that video on your website? Or is it on YouTube?
It'd be on YouTube as unlisted, or I could embed it on a website. And you've got to be a good salesman to make people want that damn toothbrush. And so you've got a number of, right away, you want to sell right away. Here's a toothbrush. Here's why you need this toothbrush, and here's why I'm so excited about this toothbrush. Here's Don Juan over here, who's yuck mouth, nasty bitch over here. And it's all because of the toothbrush. But hey, no pressure. Besides the fact that this is the only time you're going to see this offer for 50% off. You'll never see this again. No pressure, because I'm going to be emailing you. So the report that you're going to get in the email is going to give you 7 steps to pearly freaking whites. And then in the report, you're sending links to Amazon. In your video offer, you send a link to the Amazon sales page. In your emails, Amazon link, Amazon link, Amazon link. Right? I would never send anybody straight to Amazon without getting the lead.
Yeah, thank you. One tidbit, by the way, that I recently read that YouTube with Google is setting up so they can speech recognition for SEO. So in your videos, they're going to be able to actually identify keywords, and that'll put you on top of the search engine results too. So that's supposed to be in a year or so, that algorithm update.
That's great. Thank you. I got 000s here, so I don't know if we want to take any more questions or ride.
We got 1 or 2 more, right?
Okay, cool.
I noticed that on your landing page, you capture the email only. I assume that's for higher conversion. But later on, when you want to build trust, would that be a problem that you cannot really send emails addressing people by their first names and be closer to them?
I'm on the fence about that one, but because I've done both, now I'm kind of stuck. Because if I send to a list, that half of them I got their name, half of them I don't. You know what it says? Your name here, comma. Would you like shinier teeth and not bad breath? So I think if I were to start from scratch right now, I would capture name and email. In fact, I would do the best that I can to get name, email, phone number, and mailing address from everyone that I possibly could. And then you could follow up multiple different ways.
All right, I think we got time for one more question. All right.
Hey, I just have a really quick question about your content. So when you're producing a video every day after a couple of years, do you ever recycle content, or do you just make a new video of the exact same thing you made 2 years ago? Or is it all new?
Well, nothing's new. That's the first answer. Nothing's ever new. It's not new when I said it. It's not new when I repurpose it. It's all old shit. One of the things that you got to remember is that it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, right? So, I've got, just because I kind of position myself this way, I've got like 40 different videos on Deadlist, but they're all very different, and they're all, as someone who wants to know how to do it is going to watch all 40 of them. One, I'm talking about it. One, I'm demonstrating on someone else. One, I'm on a whiteboard showing you the mechanics of it. You see what I'm saying? So it's a matter of like, how many different angles can I use in order to impress my idea upon as many different people as possible? Now, after making 2,000 plus videos, and I kind of, really, you can never run out of content, but getting bored with making the same kind of content, now I just get my audience to create the content by asking them questions. What do you guys think about X, Y, Z? This is what I've been doing for the past few years, and someone asked me, I wonder what you guys think. And so now I'm taking a slightly different approach nowadays where I want to engage in the commentary with them, and I want to know what they think. But it all builds momentum and influence in order to put people in the funnel and move forward.
I just want to make a comment. It's me way in the back. But
what up?
I want to go back to the question the gentleman asked earlier. And when it comes to Amazon, and this is kind of what I tell people a lot of times, is Amazon, you want to turn a funnel upside down. So instead of thinking about how to use, let's say, these kind of techniques to go out and get people, Amazon's already bringing the people to you. You've already got their phone number and you've got their mailing address. The only thing you're missing is the email. And you made a good point about anything you'd sell, you'd put inside of that package a way to use that item. So inside of the how to use this item, you put an offer in. So if I've got my bandanas, I've got a thing that'll tell you how to wash your bandana. But also, you know what? If you want 101 ways to tie a bandana, go watch this video. Here's the link, and you ask for their email address, and now you've created the entire loop. So sometimes you want to think about it the other way around. Make sense?
Beautiful. Yep. Absolutely. Cool. So you guys tight with that? Was that helpful? Yeah? Good. Thank you for having me.